Good evening. Welcome to day 2 of the 25 days of Advent. Today we talk about the promise of Messiah. Why do we need a Messiah anyway? God's love is so far beyond our understanding. He created a beautiful world for mankind to live in and to care for. Then he gave us a choice to make our own decisions. He entered a covenant with mankind. This is all yours to tend. Everything he created was a gift from God. There's only one thing he denied man. Do not eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the garden. Adam and Eve made a bad choice. They ate the fruit anyway, and they broke their covenant with God. Their disobedience created a separation between them and God, between us and God. God is holy, he is pure, he is magnificent, but sin cannot abide in his presence. God is not harsh. He's not unloving. He's not demanding. Sin is a result of our choice, not his. We are created for relationship with God. Over and over again, he gives us opportunities to restore that hole in the heart of man that longs for relationship with God. Instead, we fill it with the emptiness of man-made idols, with selfish desires and destructive choices. The sin of Adam and Eve grieved God greatly. Still, God loved his children deeply, with a love beyond our comprehension, and he still wanted relationship. But mankind continued to sin again and again. Each time mankind broke their covenant with God and did evil, God provided for a remnant, a small group of faithful believers who loved him. He instructed Noah to build an ark and save his family. Then he gave a sign of his promise to Noah. The rainbow was God's promise not to destroy the earth again by flood. God instructed Abraham to leave the land where his family was and to follow God. God had a land and a promise for Abraham. Abraham made mistakes, but he was faithful, and he returned and did as God instructed each time he erred. Time and time again, God proclaimed his love and mercy to mankind, but mankind failed to remain faithful. God knew that mankind would fail without him, so he told Abraham, "Through you, I will bless all nations." He gave us an opportunity to choose. We can try to save ourselves. We can wander in darkness, or we can walk in the light of God's presence and accept the beautiful gift of Jesus' salvation. God promised that from the seed of Abraham, he would bring a Messiah, a deliverer for his people, for all nations. This aspect of Gentiles being included in the promise of Abraham was missed throughout history. The longing for a Messiah was a Jewish promise and hope. Gentiles did not know the promise included us. It took a long time for the apostles to realize that this promise was truly for all nations. What an amazing thing it is to be adopted into God's family, to be one of his chosen people. One of the comments often offered by those nearing the end of life is, "I hope I'm good enough to enter heaven." You aren't. I'm not. None of us are apart from Jesus. The magnitude of what Jesus did, his victory over death, visited upon mankind by the evil one, the magnitude of who he is, Messiah, is our promise as Gentiles as well. For we are his children, grafted in by the blood of Christ. As we prepare our hearts for Christmas, we acknowledge our sin, our need for Messiah to redeem us from the darkness. Our hearts are filled with gratitude for his sacrifice, his bearing our shame, and he paid the price for our sins. How precious is the gift of redemption, of freedom, this gift of grace which we do not deserve, cannot earn or repay, but we accept through faith with humble gratitude. Meditate on this on day 2 as we await the coming Messiah. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. God bless.